You did not almost quit because you weren't good enough. You almost quit because you were carrying too much alone. Hence the feeling. And nobody told you that that was the real reason. Until now, we get to talk about it in today's video because this is episode 10 this is the final episode actually for the New Interpreters series, a 10-part series closing the gap between how good you actually are and how good you feel. And if you've just made it here now in this episode, I want you to know something before you even begin. Because the fact that you have watched all 10 episodes is already evidence who you are. You are not a quitter. You never were, right? Because there was a point during my interpreting training where I genuinely thought that, you know, maybe this is where my journey ends. Yeah. And not because I didn't love interpreting. I actually enjoyed it. It really brought out like my shyness. Because I did. I loved every part of doing everything. And for me, honestly, it's what made it hurt so much. Thinking like, this is it. Because I remember being told because of my dyslexia that I couldn't be an interpreter professionally. And I didn't see that coming from nowhere. When someone says something like that to you, okay, now that, when got into interpreting, it was just out of curiosity, it was out of interest, and out of just like, oh gosh, what's this thing people waving their hand and so happy about? Like, let me even go and figure out. And then going and doing the training and seeing, oh gosh, there's opportunities. You can actually work with this. And then now, with that knowing and with that love, I'm like, okay, let's get into this thing, right? And now someone's saying, oh, actually, no, you can't. And when you are like, I, when that was said to me, right? Especially when I already secretly feared it for myself. So it really landed deeply like, oh my goodness, you see, those thoughts were actually right. And that part of me believed it, but actually not fully. But it was enough for me to think about, like, enough for me to start questioning myself constantly. If like, okay, am I really doing this? Enough for me to start looking at my dyslexia, like evidence against me, like, oh, I guess it's not going to be a thing. I remember feeling so deflated, like, my goodness, I had so much hope. I felt so small after that was said to me. I felt embarrassed, confused as well. Like, I thought this was it. Like, what's going on? I the point, ah, maybe they're right. Do you know what I mean? Like that feeling, that really hurt me so bad, thinking that this thing I'm beginning to love and now see as a career is now going to be not so much. So now maybe for you, it was not because of dyslexia, okay? Maybe for you, maybe it was you failed an assessment, hence why you wanted to quit. Maybe a trainer made you doubt yourself. Maybe they said something to you. Maybe for you, a booking went so badly that it stayed with you and you're just considering, I'm done with this. Or a colleague who seems so far ahead. And you wondered, why am I even trying? Or they said something to you to make you feel like, okay, maybe I'm not cut out for this. There was a moment someone said something, right? That planted a seed of doubt that this might not be it for you. And it could not, maybe it didn't seem to shake, like, it wasn't that huge or whatever. It does not matter what reason it was for you to have that feeling like, you know what, maybe I'm done of doing this. Maybe I'm not cut out for this, or this is not for me, or whatever that is for you. The feeling is still the same. Whichever way we got to this point of wanting to quit, that quiet thought of maybe this is not for me. If you've ever had those thoughts, have those feeling, then this episode is for you. The feeling is the same, but how we got to that feeling might vary for all of us, right? And honestly, the only reason I stayed the course at that point for me was because I already paid for the year. I've paid for the duration and it was unrefundable. So I would lose out. And it wasn't from confidence. It wasn't that made me stay. And it wasn't even a belief thing. I was just there, right? I was like, you know what? I might as well just finish what I started. I've already paid for this thing. Like, I'm gonna lose out anyway. So if I'm not gonna be this, let's just stay the course because I've committed to this thing financially. I have paid in full. I've done it. So might as well just that was my thing for staying on. If not, I would have bounced. And I want you to hear that because sometimes staying can be hectic. It could be chaotic. It could be even feeling like it's the worst thing ever. And sometimes staying is just, I'm already here. I might as well just finish. You know, that's enough. And that counts, right? Whatever made you stay on, even after that feeling, that thought, that whatever that is, and you're still here. Because for me, around that time, my husband said something to me because I was so miserable to be around. And that shifted something for me internally. He said to me, he said, look, if you need to stop, just stop, okay? We'll figure this thing out. You'll find something else that you would love to, like whatever that is, we'll figure it out. And I didn't have to force this. And weirdly enough, that just softened something for me. It just like, I'm like, okay, let's just see how it goes. Let me just finish the year and just see what happens. But suddenly I didn't feel trapped anymore, right? I just like, like, just okay, I've had my permission to leave, right? Not that I needed it, but just kind of like, oh yeah, I guess so. I might, let's see what happens. And that somewhat made me want to stay. I'm like, oh, let's just stay the course. Let's just see what happens, right? Let's just do this. And one night, during all my misery of like feeling sorry for myself and just staying up night, um, I was up and they were doing the reruns to the one of this major news outlets was repeating their news, right? And I remember watching on one of the segments was an interview with Michael Jackson at the time. He was being interviewed about his show that he was bringing down to London, and he called it "This Is It." And he was just talking about it and just saying like what he said was just going off my head while he was talking. I just heard "This is it. This is like my final show." Da, 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 like, and those words just activated something in me, and I literally sat there thinking, "Yeah, for me too. This is it. This is the thing." Oh my gosh, I need to charge my laptop. I was like, um, I can't clip this. This is part of the show. Look, my laptop's about to die. I need to plug in. I don't know why this thing came off. Okay. Look, if you got to this point in the video, do comment like, yeah, we're still on in the video because I just charged my computer. So yeah, while he was talking, what he was saying just went off my head, and I just like, yeah, this is it for me. And look, I was activated. I was like, okay, now. I was literally, I was just sitting there thinking, yeah, this is it for me too. And I can't fully explain like that feeling. It just felt like a moment for me, like something in me just decided, yeah, like no, like mm-mm, I can't be the only one. Like, this is not the ending of my story here in this interpreting journey. Like, this is not it. So instead of just sitting there and feeling sorry for myself, like, I just got activated by that word. This is it. So I started thinking differently. I thought, okay, they said, this tutor told me that I couldn't be an interpreter because of I'm dyslexic. I mean, like, would I have, like, am I the only one that who really wanted to be an interpreter that's dyslexic as well? There must have been someone. Let me go out there and see and find if there's anybody else, if there ever a dyslexic interpreter out there. And that thought just changed everything because now I was like, okay, let's go see, right? So I started searching for reasons why I couldn't stop. I started searching for evidence that I could now, right? And it just felt so like liberating. And then in my process, I saw her. Oh my goodness, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I'm thinking about that moment. I saw her on stage actually doing her thing, flawless, like just so into it, brilliant, magnetic, like really energetic, like the connect, like she was on. And I remember there just there and I heard that, oh, like, oh my gosh, like she's dyslexic and she's an interpreter and she's on stage and she's doing her thing and she's standing there confidently in her gift. While I was there sitting there, just be like, just there believing, like, oh my gosh, maybe then this is possible for me. Seeing her doing her thing, then it could be true for me too. I could be this, I could be an interpreter as well. I could be that interpreter. That moment did something for me internal. And because suddenly the story in my head could no longer stay there, that I couldn't, that it wasn't a thing. Because I'm seeing proof. I'm seeing someone standing right in front of me doing the thing that I'm being told I couldn't do. Watching her. And now looking back, I realized that the biggest battle for me was never just the dyslexia, for me, the being dyslexic. It was the identity, you see. Because once somebody planted that seed in me, that maybe you're not capable enough to do this role, that you're not good enough, your nervous system starts moving through that life, starts trying to protect you from that failure, starts trying to protect you from the embarrassment that could happen, start trying to protect you from the rejection. And that is why so many interpreters overthink, over prepare, in some cases, second guess themselves because of that seed that was planted. And this is why they freeze in assignment. This is why they shrink when someone looks at them a certain way on the side eyes or like whatever, give them a look. And this is why they replay every mistake on the way home because of that seed and the brain and the nervous system trying to protect. And this is why everyone feels further ahead than you are. This is why you walk into a room feeling like you don't belong there. And this is not for lack of skill. It is years of carrying those internal stories, yeah, that says that probably you don't belong here. And research has confirmed this. Burnout in professional interpreters is a consistently linked to the workload, to not to the workload, excuse me, but to the emotional exhaustion. When you really check it out, when you see interpreters who like are burnt out, it's just because how much emotional baggage they're carrying, they're thinking and they're feeling in themselves. They get burnt out from it, not because of the work itself. Like going in and doing the work is not it, but it's the feeling, the carrying, the before, the after, the like all that internal costing of managing the gap. That's what's costing it. So between who you are and how you show up, that is exhausting. That is a lot to carry. And the ones who stay long term are not the ones who are technically skilled. If you check it most times, they are the ones who do not, who do the identity work, who have like really like are sure of themselves. I know that whatever it is, they will follow, like they would be it, right? Because when we started this series, asking, why do so many interpreters feel like fraud? Okay, that was the first question we answered in this 10-part series. And later, and here we are answering because nobody told them the truth about what is actually happening. The thought a lot of people think is a skills problem. right? And I would hammer this till the cows come home. It is never a skills problem. It is always an identity problem. An identity, unlike skill, is not fixed. It is chosen every single day, every single assignment. You get to choose how you show up, how you show out. Every single room you walk in, what who is showing up there? Like what I know now that I wish I knew then is this. One person's opinion about your potential was never becomes your identity. Should never become it. Because for me, if I had accepted that moment as final and left the profession, I would never have become the interpreter I am today because of what someone said to me. I would never have gone on to serve people that I have served. I would never have gone on to have the opportunity to interpret for the late Her Majesty the Queen of England. I've never had the opportunity to interpret when the Olympics came here to in London. I would never have been able to stood in rooms and be in spaces and opportunities that I would not had the course to be in if I did not follow through and have the opportunity to be in celebratory mode, in certain moment, like the opportunities that I've been able to be in, I would have never have been here talking to you right now, telling you my story, and it's not over, right? You did not almost quit because you are not good enough. You almost quit because you're carrying too much alone. It's too much to carry because nobody gave you the language for what is happening. Because nobody told you that freezing was just a nervous system responding. That second guessing yourself is an identity gap. That comparison was just a compass. Right? That the replay could be redirection that is needed. That the room was never going to give you permission to belong. That confidence was never the absence of wobble. Having that belonging was always yours to claim. Nobody told you any of that until now. You have watched all 10 episodes right up to now, right? And that is not nothing if you have stayed the course. That is evidence, right? Evidence that you care enough to understand what is happening. That is evidence that you are not willing to carry this alone. Evidence that something in you knows, right? That there is a version of yourself on the other side of this work that is worth showing up for. And that version of you is not something that is in the distant future of possibility. That version of you is you already are. Underneath everything you've been told, underneath every moment of self-doubt, underneath every freeze, every replay, every room that has made you feel small, you were always that interpreter. You just needed someone to tell you the truth. This series will always be here for you. Go start from episode 1 whenever you need it. Go through the whole 10 parts again. And when you are ready to go deeper, right? The identity reset for interpreter is waiting for you. It is a 4-week part designed to close the gap, that identity gap for good. For interpreters and translators in training, newly qualified interpreters, even if you're a few years in, the waiting list is now open. It's open now. The link is in the description box below. This is not a pitch, okay? This is an invitation that I'm offering here. Come and do the work that's required. You already shown that you're ready. And you're here. You're doing it. You're like following through. So let's do this. I am Nene, and we have done this together. These 10 episodes, 10 conversations we've had, 10 truths nobody else was saying out loud, right? 10 voice, 10 show ups, right? Because your voice matters, and it has always has. And this is your time to use it. And I'll see you on the other side. And it's your time to use it. Let's go. Let's do this. Bye for now.